My name's Dean Holland, and on October 20th, 2008, just before midnight, I wrote the blog post and published it on the internet right here. In that blog post, I stated that I'd failed online to generate any results, and my goal was to now make $1 because I simply wanted to prove to myself that it was possible. Today, I now generate thousands and thousands of dollars every single day on the internet, 7 days a week, like clockwork. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 4 things that I discovered that you need to do to get those kind of results. Because if you feel overwhelmed, lost, confused, and frustrated at your lack of progress, believe me, I understand. That was me the day I published this post. But today, I've been able to figure out that there's just 4 main things we need to do and focus on to be able to generate a full-time income as an online super affiliate. So let's get on over to the computer and let me show you what those 4 things are and get you on the right path to success.
So what I'm about to essentially walk you through is how you can start generating somewhere between $3,000 to $10,000 a month. Even if you're currently a beginner, even if you've tried lots and lots of things, even if everything you've tried has not led you to results. And the way I'm going to show you to do that is by showing you the 4 things that you need to focus on to get those results. You see, when I was starting out, I spent years struggling, not making a single penny. And throughout that time, I felt so lost, so overwhelmed, and so confused because I was buying and trying product after product after product, and nothing was working. Yet today, after generating millions of dollars in online sales, I've been able to boil things down into a simplified plan where I now know the 4 core things that anyone can learn and you must focus on to generate a full-time income. Now, just before I show you what these 4 things are, let me just show you this. When I showed you the introduction and when I was on camera at the start of this video, I said to you that I published my first blog post online and it was on the screen behind me. This here on your screen is that blog post. This was my first ever publication on the internet after years of failing. This was October 20th, 2008, and as you can see, this was 6 minutes before midnight when I finally posted this. Now, just so you know the full story, I posted this blog because I'd actually gone to an internet marketing event and I'd met people in the flesh for the very first time that were actually making real money online. You see, for years, all I'd done was read about the success stories and the gurus on the internet. But because nothing had worked out for me, I'd kind of begun to doubt whether it was even true, whether any of it was true, whether any of it was possible, and certainly whether it was possible for me. And so, when I met these people at the event, one of them, I would actually go on to use the last bit of money I had on a credit card to join his coaching program, and under his guidance, under his tuition, I would begin my journey with a fresh beginning. And it all started here with this blog post. Now, I won't read this whole thing to you, but let me just highlight a couple of important things of interest. At that stage, because I'd started in 2004, but by 2008, October 20th, 2008, I'd made nothing. And I said, this is where it starts. I said, so now I'm going after success with passion and determination, and I know I'm going to achieve it. There you go. I've declared it live online. I will be an online success. And in fact, I even set my first goal. Look, so let me set my first goal to achieve $1 earnings online. Now, I've been questioned why I would only be aiming to make $1 for many, many years now. And the truth is, I didn't only just want to make $1. But when you've spent years not making anything, you kind of just want to make that first commission, that first sale, to give you a little bit of hope, to give you a little bit of validation that it is possible, right? I mean, maybe if you can relate to the situation I was in, maybe you're there right now. Maybe you've been trying and nothing's been working out for you. Maybe you feel lost, confused, frustrated perhaps, just as I did the day I wrote this post. And perhaps for you, you've not yet generated any income online. And so I'm sure if that is you, you can understand why making just $1 initially would be such a big deal. Now, here's what's interesting. At this time, I continued to blog, and I also was posting in a popular internet marketing forum called the Warrior Forum. Now, I want to show you something. I made this post, you can see this is me, Dean Holland, on the 12th of December 2008. So this is just about 7 weeks after I published this first blog post, aiming to make $1. Now on December 7th, I took to this Warrior Forum and I said, my first ever blog I created finally makes me an online income. And I went on to share that I've generated $1,729. In fact, I even said in the first 11 days of December, I've made $525 as well as $11.40 in recurring monthly income. So I went from making nothing in close to 5 years to generating over $1,700 in the next 7 weeks. And in fact, I'll show you this as well, and then we're going to dive into the 4 things that enable me to do that, and I still do to this very day to now generate thousands of dollars a day in income. So take a look at this. This was me on the 6th of June 2009. So by all accounts, if you remember, I published this aiming to make $1 on October 20th, 2008. So what is that? About, 8-9 months later? And here was the subject. I just quit my job to go full-time online. And I said, I know many of you have followed my journey for the last 8 months, both in here and on my personal blog. Well, I have some amazing and exciting news. I just handed in my notice of resignation to quit my job and become a full-time internet marketer. I'm buzzing with excitement. I can't believe I'm doing this, but heck, I'm sure as hell gonna make sure I make a success out of my life. And I said here, I guess I want to say, anyone can do this. If you are sat thinking perhaps it can't be done, you may think you can't make good money online and live your dreams. You can. Just 8 months back, I had no website, no blog. I didn't even own Aweber to begin building a list. Today, I sit here with a blog with over 1,500 comments, 2 ebooks I wrote myself that's had nearly 1,800 downloads, and I have made around $10,000. And by the end of this month, I will be my own boss. So look how quickly everything can change when you know what to do and how to do it. And that's what I want to move on and show you now. How to make between $3,000 to $10,000 a month doing just 4 things that anyone can learn. So the first thing, and this is the one that most people know about and everybody's striving to figure out, right, is driving traffic. You want to learn how to generate traffic on the internet as an affiliate marketer so you can actually get people to take a look at offers. And it is true, without the ability to drive traffic, nothing else is going to happen. But here's the piece of advice I want to give you. Because I used to feel like driving traffic was impossible. Nothing I tried worked, and it felt like I tried everything. All the free methods, even some paid methods. And all I did was lose time and lose money. But having driven traffic now successfully for over a decade to the tune of over $10 million now in online income, here's what I've learned to be true. You cannot, nor should you try, to learn many different ways of driving traffic. You should choose one way of driving traffic, and you should focus on learning that every single day for a bare minimum of 1 hour a day. And not just learning it, not just watching training. You need to learn first and then start implementing what it is you're learning. And as you start implementing, you keep learning, and then you also learn from the lessons of doing it. Doing it is going to be the key. And your greatest challenge of all is going to be to focus on this one single selected method long term to give yourself the actual opportunity to get good at it. You see, what I used to do was jump from traffic method to traffic method to traffic method. And every time one of them felt difficult, which was every time, I jumped to something else. I jumped to a new, shiny, seemingly easier way. But none of it ever happened. There was no easier way. The easy way to figure out traffic is to choose one method, learn it and do it, learn it and do it every day for at least an hour for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and I promise you within 12 months or less, you will be able to generate thousands of dollars a month because you will be great at that one chosen method. And there are free methods, there are paid methods. You can spend your time doing organic strategies like social media strategies, or you can learn a paid method for as little as $5 a day, such as Facebook lead ads, for example, or anything else that suits your personal situation. But just driving traffic alone is not enough, because when you drive traffic, what do we do with it? We don't just send it to offers. No, that's typically not the best way to do things. And that brings me to the second thing you need to do, and that is capturing your traffic. Now, let me explain what this means. You see, when somebody clicks your affiliate links, chances are almost every time that individual is not going to make a purchase. They're not going to buy the product you're promoting. And so if you send 100 visitors and you just send it straight to an offer, chances are you'll make anywhere between none to perhaps one sale if lucky. And therefore that means that 99%, if not 100% of all that traffic is now lost. It's gone. You can't reach them again. That's why we capture our traffic. Now, there's a few different ways of doing that, but the best way, the ultimate way, is to capture that traffic onto an email list. And that means sending your traffic first to some kind of capture page. Now, there's many different names for this. It could be called a squeeze page, an opt-in page. But ultimately, we are offering something of value in exchange for that person's email address. And that now means you are building an email list of targeted prospects, subscribers that you can now communicate with through email. And because you've captured them, you can continue to promote a product or multiple products over time to the people on your list. And this right here becomes one of, if not the most valuable asset you will ever own in your business. Today, I have email lists into the 100,000+. I have customer lists into the tens of thousands, and I know now with absolute certainty I can send an email at any given day, at any given time, and generate income. That is what an email list does for you, and that is how you do it, by capturing them onto an email list. And I've kind of just alluded already to the third of the four things that you need to do, and that is following up with your audience. You see, when you're driving traffic and you're capturing them onto an email list, you can't just leave them there. An email list doesn't do anything for you alone. You can't go up to the cash machine, the ATM, and withdraw money just because, hey, I've got an email list. What you must do is follow up with them. What that simply means is if they're on your email list, you send them emails. Now, obviously, I can't get into how to write emails and the type of emails to write and how you go through doing that in this short training, but what I can tell you is this. You want to follow up, ideally, every single day, okay? At least Monday to Friday. And you want to follow up in a way that actually builds the relationship with your audience. So share things with them. Share your experiences. Share what you're learning. Share the lessons. Share the mistakes. Share whatever it is that you are doing on a daily basis in your business so that they can learn from you. Because as you start taking action, you are learning. And the way I always look at this is you kind of reach back and share the things you're learning with the people that are now in your audience. And of course, in amongst that, you're going to want to recommend products to your audience, which is actually the fourth and final thing. Making offers. You see, again, you don't make money just by having an email list. You make money by sharing and recommending products or services via your affiliate links with the people on your list. And here's the greatest lesson of all I could share. Please make sure that you treat your list with the respect that you would want to be treated. Do not promote anything that you genuinely do not believe is in the best interests of your audience. If you can do that, if you can always make sure that the products, the services, the things you recommend to your people is in their best interest, can genuinely help them, is something that can truly help them get closer towards their goals, you will always continue to have a better relationship with them. They will continue to listen to you. They will continue to take a look at the products you recommend. But the first time you burn them, the first time you promote something just for a quick buck and without any due care of what you're promoting, that relationship is gone. You will have destroyed all the hard work. So, when you do those four things, you will be building a business and generating an income. And your challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to focus on these 4 things. Not for a day, not just for a week, not just for a month. Focus on these 4 things. Learn one way of driving traffic. Send them to a capture page to build an email list of targeted prospects. Follow up with them on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, and make offers you truly believe can help them as an affiliate marketer. You focus on that every day for a bare minimum of 1 hour a day. More is better. Every day for the next 3, 6, 12 months, within 12 months or less, you will put yourself in a position where you too can be generating thousands of dollars a month. You too would put yourself in a position just like I did and have done, where you can become your own boss and be responsible for generating your own income and live and experience all the freedom and benefits that comes with that ability. And those 4 things staring at you on the screen right now is everything that you need to do. So focus on those areas, tune out of everything else, and you will have the experience you are looking for to generate an income online, to become your own boss and get all the benefits that come with it. So I hope you enjoyed this training. Again, my name's Dean Holland. Thank you for listening. I hope you found value in this. I'll see you again very soon.